The next question is specifically for the candidates for Senate. As a senator, what would you do, if anything, with regard to violence in our schools? So, you, Mr. Nelson.
The last weeks and months of events have been sad and disappointing for many of us, and we need to do something about that. I have to say I don't know the answer. Gun control is a difficult, divisive thing that we need to go at. I don't think we're going to make much progress in Idaho on that. I think, as we heard the county candidates talking about more school resource officers, I think that's a reasonable thing. I'm very reluctant to arm the teachers in the schools. I think we need to have people well trained in weapons if we are going to have people guarding the schools and who can defuse situations.
Thank you. Mr. Foreman, then Mr. Comstock.
Well, it's an interesting question. I have put some thought into this, being a retired police officer. First thing we need to do, or you need to do, I can't do it as your senator, is get the drugs out of your schools, the illegal drugs. And yes, they're there. Please don't tell me they're not. They're there. We need to get the deadbeat students and the deadbeat parents out of your schools, the ones that don't value education, the ones that send their chronically misbehaving kids to class, and our poor teachers have to deal with them instead of teach. There are alternative schools that they can go to. We need to train and arm our teachers if the teachers are willing. Safety is important with firearms, so they have to be willing and they have to be trained. We need an increased police presence in the schools. Some schools are not willing to let the police come in and show the flag, so to speak. We need more of that. But the biggest problem we're having, the violence, is not anything the government can deal with. It's because of the moral decay in American society. That's why we see, ma'am, you're laughing, but it's not a funny issue, okay? I take it personally. Okay, you'll get your turn when you're a senator. It's a moral issue. It's a moral issue that needs to be dealt with.
Thank you very much.
We're serious about solving the
Mr.
problem.
Comstock. What measures, if any, would you take to deal with violence in the schools? Violence.
Well, I had an occasion to talk with one of my sons a couple of weeks ago, and he is a school teacher up in Coeur d'Alene, and his wife is a school teacher up there. And he was so upset with a problem that he shared with me with a young man that had to leave his father's home because he was put in jail, and he had to come to his mother's home in Coeur d'Alene, and she was an alcoholic. And this kid befriended my son and asked if he could talk to him after school. The kid was at his wit's end. He was thinking of committing suicide. My son didn't have the training that was needed to help this kid, so he approached the assistant principal for help, and she approached the principal for help, and they went to the superintendent. And the bottom line was the superintendent said, we have no money for increased counselors, we have no money for training the teachers. So a lot of it boils down to financing of the appropriate amount of staff to take care of these problems.
Thank you very much.